Today we are talking about lighting. That's right, it's all about the lights. You do not need super expensive lights to create interesting or beautiful lighting effects in your films. All you really need is an imagination to think outside the box.
I want you to see that you don't need a ton of expensive lights to really create something interesting or to reveal something about your characters or to create something very dramatic. So for this scene, I bought this light from Home Depot. I think I paid like $8 or $9 for it. It's a really nice, it's just an LED high output floodlight. So it's a floodlight, but I like it because I can adjust the Kelvins or the color temperatures with this light bulb.
Kelvin measures the color temperature of light from warm to cool.
And then I also picked up a workman's light. I call these bowl lights, but basically it's a heavy duty heat lamp. And so it's in the shape of a bowl, right? And then I just put that LED light bulb in here. And then for this demo, I hung it from a C-stand. And so I chose to go with the more what did I choose? I chose to go with, hold on, so it makes sense. Oh, I chose to go with Kelvin that's more like 3500. So it's a little wider because I really want a dramatic spotlight look. And then because I'm gonna have talent sit in front of this garage door as a backdrop, I didn't want it to be a lot of shadows behind her. I wanted some depth.
I positioned these LED tube lights to face the garage door. I like these lights because you can adjust the color and they're not super expensive. They cost around $100.
So these are really nice accent lights. If you want to do something dramatic, these are really nice accent lights or nice fill lights. So let's see how it turns out. I'm kind of excited. Let's see how it looks.
Although how a scene is lit is usually determined by your DP and gaffer, the suggestion for the look and feel of the lighting in your film should come from you. As a director, you need to know what the light is doing in a scene and how positioning the light can reveal subtle information. You have to ask yourself, what type of lighting will best reveal information about your characters and the world they live in? So let's do a quick review of lighting terminology. Broadside lighting, also known as near side lighting, is when the light is hitting the broad side of the actor's face. If the face is at an angle, it will be the side of the face nearest the camera. Side lighting is when the main light source is hitting just the side of the actor's face. This is a great way to create a dramatic image, or if you want to depict your character as being the villain or dark and sinister in some way. Rembrandt lighting is characterized by an illuminated triangle under the eye of the subject on the less illuminated side of their face. It is named for the Dutch painter Rembrandt, who often used this type of lighting for his paintings. You see this type of lighting a lot in film, and it's not always a perfect triangle. It really depends on the actor's face, the shape of their face, and the angle of the light. But it does give nice contrast and depth. A backlight hits an actor or object from behind and is usually placed higher than the object it is lighting. A backlight often is used to separate an object or actor from a dark background and to give the subject some shape and depth. To create a rim light effect, the subject is backlit in a low light scene. This technique gets its name from the fact that lighting a subject in this way produces a thin rim or line of light which appears to cling to the subject's outline. How you choose to initially light your characters when they're first presented to the audience can reveal subtle information about who they might ultimately end up being in the scene or in the movie.
For For the first lighting setup, I used a single LED light and positioned it to create Rembrandt lighting. For my second setup, I positioned a single LED just above his head to create rim light, and then I put another LED just below his face out of frame. Notice, even though he is doing the same action in each setup, we feel differently about him as a character based on the lighting.
When you think about these lighting concepts and what best fits your movie, you need to keep in mind how audiences have been trained to think about lighting. The first shot is a low-angle wide shot. It is high in contrast with flat, muted colors. The second shot is also from a low angle, but it is low in contrast and bright in color. Even though we know that low angles usually is your power or hero shot, in both these still frames, we feel very differently about these characters. The first shot is from the equalizer, and even though he is powerful, there is still a feeling of depression or isolation that was accomplished by filming him from another room. The second shot is from 6 Underground. This one is like a spy assassin for good movie. So she is no nonsense, yet stylish and sexy. The lighting plays a huge part in how the scene makes us feel as viewers and what the characters' personalities are like, without them even having to say a word. Now, both have minimal set design, yet we know a lot about each of these characters. Think of interesting ways you can introduce your protagonist with lighting. This can set the tone for your film and add to your unique style. You don't need super expensive lights to achieve interesting lighting. You just have to think outside the box. I hope you enjoyed this video on lighting and maybe even learned a thing or two. Be sure to click the like button if you did enjoy it and subscribe. Also, if you're interested in some of our classes and workshops, be sure to check out our website, link below. Until next time, go out and make great movies, because remember, your movie does not have to suck. You just have to practice technique and gain the skills you need to make it cinematic. See you next time.